Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new to the channel, hello, how you doing? So, today we're going to be doing a rewire, or starting a rewire should we say. So we are going to go through the procedure today of why this house needs a rewire, okay? So if you don't know, and you're looking at, and you've stumbled across this, and you're thinking, oh, do I need a rewire, do I not? I'm going to give you an example of why this house is going to be rewired. So, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to it. The link is in one of these corners. Turn your notifications on. You can follow the whole progress of this job. So that being said, grab a cup of tea, get a bicky wicky on, and let's explain more. So this is what we'd call a unoccupied rewire, okay? So these are, for electricians, these are like the dream job to do, because an occupied rewire is a massive pain, and you will get charged more. It's inevitable, you will get charged more because you've got to move furniture, you're living here, we've got to make sure all the boards go down at the end of the day. There's all that side of jazz that's got to be taken into account, and obviously that's got to be charged. So this one is an unoccupied rewire. So an unoccupied rewire literally means nobody lives here, so nobody's coming back at the end of the day to say, I'm going to rewire, I'm going to be living here, sorry, so you need to make sure I've got power on, floorboards down, carpets back, all the furniture back in place. You see what I'm saying? So this house in particular has just been bought, okay? So they're doing the right thing by going, right, we need everything checked. So the plumbing is being looked at and made sure that's all okay, and the electrics now. So there was a few reservations from the client when they built the house, is this right? But you know what it's like if you've just moved in. It's amazing what people can hide, you know, with just a cleverly placed lamp, you know, or a shelving unit, that sort of thing. So let's go to the board and I'm going to show you what's wrong with that one. So right, so let's explain a few things. So we have got a TNS system, okay? So we've also got our earthing coming here, it's coming off the shroud, a little bit of tape on there. So we've got a 100 amp incomer. We've also got a old storage heating system up here, which we're not entirely sure whether some of that might actually still be in use. There is no storage heaters here, but that is still potentially in use. We've got a tasty little cable coming down on there. So we've only got in this house, okay, so we've got an old main switch RCD, a plastic consumer unit, okay, so all these things need to be upgraded, all right? So in the case of a fault, the likelihood is an RCD is going to go out and it's going to take everything out in the whole house. So problem number one. Also, we have only got one socket circuit for the entire house. We've got one cooker. These two are apparently spare, don't do anything, and one lighting circuit, okay? So if it was a flat, something like that, not a problem. We've also, so the board, let's not beat around the bush, the board needs to be upgraded no matter what, okay? So that is that. It's also been played with a lot, messed around, altered, you know, that sort of thing. A lot of sort of DIY Dave has sort of springs to mind. So you kind of get a bit of a feel for it to find out what's actually going on. So on the face value, so we're upstairs, you look at it and go, ah, oh, sockets look all right, they look okay, light switches look okay. So you do go, all right, not too bad. But if you're then delve a little bit deeper, so we've got bathrooms all new, it's all been done out, okay. So normal people would have gone, yeah, it's all right, it's not too bad. And then you start actually having a deeper look. I jumped into the loft, okay, just thought, oh, I'll have a quick look. So the lights here, they must have been an old pull cord. So just above there in the loft, they've just smashed the ceiling, thrown that up there. So then that sort of triggered, oh, hang on, this is not great. Also, when I came round to quote the job, the clients had a few floorboards up. So I thought, oh, I'll have a little look-see at that. So having a look at the installation method of what's been used screams DIY, okay? So, like I say, on the face value, looking at it, going, All right, not too bad, not too bad. So let's go into the kitchen. The kitchen's where it starts getting a little bit more tasty, should we say. So we've got an induction hob going on. Okay, no worries. Well, it says we've got a cooker circuit on the board. That's right, it does. So what's the problem? The problem is that's not on the cooker circuit, nor is the actual cooker. So where's that? Well, I think I found it. So we have got, let's have a look up there. So you might be able to see that before. I believe that's a cooker isolation switch that's been chucked on the top there. So that is not right, is it? There's also, so it's a single oven, let's be fair, which is, again, did explain to the client, single oven, there's your plug socket for it. So technically, it does only need to be powered up by a 13 amp supply. Okay, not a problem. When you start looking into it, hopefully you can see that. See that cheeky little cable there? So there's loads of junction boxes up there. Why is that? Who knows? It's all looking a little bit sketchy, isn't it now? So we've also, let's get you back up on the roof, on the top now. Oh, hello. We've got another one. We've got more going on. So you can see where the picture's starting to build. So when you start looking at it from an objective point of view, yes, you could go through and spend time and money on trying to alter. So I'm going to see if we can jump out into the outhouse and you'll see a little bit more. Right, I don't have the key for that, so I will find that, but I'm going to try and show you through the window. So hopefully you can see that. Let me try and put that. See those cables there? Those bad boys there. So you focus on that bit. So we've got absolutely tons of loose cabling that runs through. And then, you're probably not going to be able to see that, to be fair. So I will get a better shot of that. But you can see all up on that back bit. Here we go. So you can see all on that back, all the cabling, all loose, not correctly installed, and then you can't really see it at the minute, but by the side of that boiler, that is a right mess. So that being said, that's that thing. It's the other thing to notice, have you got earth cable in your lights, okay? And here, no, there is no earth, there's no continuity of earth. So does that mean you automatically need a rewire? Not necessarily, okay? So if you were only to fit plastic, actual light fittings, light switches, things like that, and non-conductive, you can get away with leaving that as it is. But not here, we're not doing that here. So then you have to take into a consideration of what does my client want to get from the end result of this. It's not a case of what's best for me, whatever, just change the board, I'm in and out, see you later, a few little faffs about and all the rest of it. It's not what's best for the client, it really isn't. So here, we're looking at putting downlights in, we're looking at making this a forever home. The chances are this has not been rewired since, I'm going to be generous and say late 60s, 70s. There is rubber that is potentially still in use, which is what we saw underneath the floor. It wouldn't surprise me. There's all these other little alterations. So when you start factoring in the costs of repair to take care of all these, is it worth it? Is that worth it? So like in here, we've got wall lights that need to come out. So these are metal fittings, so these are non-compliant. So we're going to then put what? Some battens on here? Not going to be working, is it? So we want a centre light. So when you start adding all these bits and bobs up, it's not really the greatest job, is it? Just to be trying to make do. So there's also, we're going to put a smoke alarm system in here. So the smoke alarm system's going to be going in. There's quite a lot of, making it all nice. The client wants to have metal light switches, metal clad socket fronts, all that sort of stuff. So would you be rewiring this house? Yeah, 100%, it's the right call to do it on this particular job because it's going to be a long-term property for the clients. We want to make sure that it's all safe, up to date, and they haven't got any problems when they're working their way through. So when they do the kitchen, they haven't then got to go, oh, I'm sorry, you can't have this because of that. We need a hob circuit in. We need another circuit in for the oven because potentially she might be having a double oven. We've got to sort out, there's garden electrics going in, there's security going in, there's all these things. So it all adds up to going, do you know what? Let's just get this right first time. And that's what we're going to do. So if you are considering, does my house need a rewire? These are the simple things. So there's other options which are not here, but if you've got an old, really old rewirable consumer unit, that is old. That is very old. So that is another consideration to think, how old's that? Is that the original wiring? Have I just bought this property from a really keen DIY? Because some of them, let's be honest, are really keen on saying, oh, I love DIY, I'm great at it, I do all my stuff, I'm really proud of it all, and really in the back of my mind I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to be a problem. This is really, really going to be a nightmare. And that's what you need to take into consideration. So if you've just bought your house, what I would strongly advise is find you a local electrician who is a good electrician, and get them to come round, give an honest opinion. This is exactly what's happened here, and hey ho, we're back today and we're going to be rewiring it. So hopefully this has helped you, and if it has, make sure you like and subscribe and use the links in the corners, and we'll catch you on the next one. And enjoy, look after yourselves, and see you later.